Well, hello. Welcome to Mindful Mondays with Melanie Morrison. I'm excited to be here because we get a chance to connect again. I have the opportunity to use StreamYard, which allows me to stream through a couple different places. So if you'd like to comment, please remember that the StreamYard link pulls your comment in here. So I get to connect with you and we can have the conversation together. So wow, these energies. Oh my goodness. I think I just feeling everything kind of knocked me out some of this time. I have to be honest, it does get quite powerful. I you see that the conversations and they do get so filled with conflict, and it can feel very toxic sometimes. And I understand we're all talking about important things, but I definitely think that we have to find that line between, hey, is this a really productive conversation? So I wanted to pull a couple cards for those of us who are really feeling it, really feeling sensitive during this time. kind of it kind of reminds me of that triggering feeling that you can feel sometimes, or maybe as a kid you might have felt when your parents were fighting or when you're in the midst of conflict. And although you can step back and take time for yourself and remain in alignment, it feels like that energy just being around you can feel so toxic. So just a little reminder, I honor everybody who is speaking out and speaking their truth. I think it's very, very valuable. But just asking ourselves at what point are we contributing, and at what point does it become toxic? So don't feel guilty about stepping back and taking time for yourself. So thank you for coming on today. I actually pre-pulled the cards, and I'm really excited about sharing them. So if you want to feel like you're connecting with a specific card, you can choose card 1, 2, or 3. I have 3 cards. Or this week is such a powerful week. You might just want to get all 3 messages and see how they apply to your life. So I feel like it's just, like I said, it's a powerful time. There's a lot going on, and it's a good time to really step into our peace and our love and also our power. So, hello, Molly Evans. Thanks for popping on. So good to see you. And May Butcher. Hello, my friend. So I'm going to start with card number 1. I'll just go straight into it. So we've been in Mercury Retrograde, which can sometimes mean that we deal with a bit of conflict. So we deal with a bit of conflict. So a lot of things that we maybe schedule or plan don't work out. So we were all working on that bounce back. Okay, all right, well, this didn't work out. How can I step into my power and step into that next best time? And then there's those moments of misunderstanding one another. Sometimes it feels like, people get Mercury retrograde drunk. So it feels like you can reason with someone and try to be as compassionate as possible, and they still can't hear you, and they can't hear your compassion. So that can be frustrating during Mercury retrograde. The nice thing about Mercury retrograde is it gives us the opportunity to just clear some things out, to go and behind the scenes and say, okay, what is it that I maybe need to unpack or go through, and how can I realign again? So, but that's coming to an end. It's coming direct. So that hopefully means for us that we can learn from this experience. We can kind of let go of those misunderstandings the best way possible, and really step into maybe getting a little bit more clarity on our next steps forward. So, okay, so the 3 messages, it looks like May is going to go for all 3 messages. So the first card, and I did it in order with intention. So if you're choosing card number 1, this, and then you've got to run, this card is for you. So I'm going to do it in the order that I pulled. So the first one that I pulled was Kuan Yin. I love this one. So Kuan Yin is all about compassion, and that's compassion for ourselves and compassion for others. So I'm going to go ahead and read from it, because I think that, this is a beautiful deck. It's the Goddess Power Oracle deck, and I just love the author. It's Colette Baron Reed, and she just does such a good job of really diving into the that information being transmitted from the Kuan Yin cards and from all the goddess cards. So, okay, so what she says is, and I'm going to go ahead and hold this up so you can kind of feel into it. I like to just really feel into that energy. Okay. So compassion is what is needed right now to help you release perfectionism and defensiveness. The purpose of compassion is to help reduce suffering in the world. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is amazing. It is definitely to help reduce suffering in the world. So be mindful not to judge yourself or others too harshly as you stumble through life's obstacles course. Yeah. This feels very on point here. In fact, turning in to the energy of compassion and kindness almost instantly eradicates the stirred up energy of controlling thoughts and knee-jerk behaviors. Oh my gosh, knee-jerk behaviors. That was quite on point. So, yeah, so I think that's amazing, you know, and I like that she mentions ourselves, because as much as we always want to remain in alignment, as much as we want to not be triggered by things, we're human. We're gonna get into that space where we're triggered, we're responding quickly, we're being judgmental, and so just remembering to give yourself compassion. And then on the other end of things, sometimes it means, you know, forgiving yourself for not showing up the way you wanted to show up, or needing to step back and taking more time, or forgiving yourself for, you know, feeling heavy for a while because the energy has been heavy. And so whatever it is, just really being able to show compassion. I mean, I feel strongly that each person have I love that. Oh, those humans. Yes, us humans. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for that comment. But you know, we're all experiencing this differently, and each person always has a reason to be upset. We all can have a reason everyone has good reasons behind what they feel and what they express. And I think just acknowledging that there and saying, they're coming from a place that you may not understand, but it's still they're doing the best they can with what they have and how they feel. I mean, every experience that we have colors our reality. And so just understanding that and having compassion for those that are expressing differently and are, you know, maybe disagreeing with our standpoint. So I like this one. So this is really good. So I'm going to add to that one. So we're still on number 1, which is compassion, Kuan Yin. So I'm going to add this because I really like it. Are you feeling overwhelmed by all the suffering in the world and you can't imagine how you could make a difference? Oh my goodness. Yes, sometimes I do feel like that. Do you feel hopeless over how we treat nature and each other? The goddess Kuan Yin energy knows that this is an important time of reckoning and reordering, but wants you to be careful not to fall into the pit of despair. If you allow the media to fill your mind with the constant barrage of what's wrong in the world, you will become numb and unable to move. The good news is this is your alignment task. So the alignment task is first focus your mind locally. Your choice is not to save the whole world, but to bring your attention to where you can help. Even the smallest step towards a greater compassion is huge. Woo! Yeah, I love that one. Oh, I'm so happy. So for card number 1, and for those of you that are looking at it, is I'd like to see all of these cards as being mine, and I have time, you know, and you have time to be here. I would look at it as card number 1 is really that first part of the week, really stepping in and starting your week like this, and just look at it as to help us through this whole week that we have here. And then the second card I pulled is, let me find it. Oh, I thought it was cool. So it's Parvati. And this goddess energy is about devotion. And wow, like so many times life gets so busy and even myself, I think, well, when was the last time I sat down and connected and said a prayer and was really mindful with my day? And so, for the most part, I have pretty good habits, but every now and then life gets going. And then I realize I've got up day after day after day, and I haven't taken that needed time to connect, and you start to feel it. I love this. So, it's just that reminder that when you get up in the morning, before you start your day, those important times are really like before you go to sleep at night and when you get up in the morning, because you're transitioning into creating this reality. Or in sleep time, you're transitioning into the dream world, and there's so much energetic shifting that goes on during that time. So really taking time to connect with divine in the way that you connect with divine. And for some people, that's just connecting with their inner selves or their highest self. For some people, that's going to be connecting with the universe or source. For other people, they have specific, deities that they call on, God, angels, whatever it is, but really taking that time to be mindful. So I want to share with what card number 2 has to say. It says, true commitment comes from wholehearted living in body, mind, and spirit. The Hindu goddess Parvati rises up to greet you. She is acknowledging you for your sincere devotion to personal growth. Yeah, and I would like to acknowledge anyone. So there's green things near, what are the green things near the bottom? I'm not sure, Molly. So I got a little distracted. So it says, Molly says, what are the green things near the bottom? And I'm not sure what you're here. Oh, on Parvati? Oh, thank you for pointing that. Okay, so before I finish reading this, I'll get back to it. Molly says, what are the green things near the bottom? So I would like to say, what do you see? Really, truly. And maybe as I read this, we'll kind of see it a little more. It looks like, for me, it looks like green stones, but I'd like to know more. Okay. So, so it says true commitment comes from wholehearted living in the body, mind, and spirit. And so, Molly, if you're seeing that that green caught your eye, I would say this one might be really hold a message for you. And when I see the color green, even not knowing quite sure what the green things are, I really think of heart, opening my heart and spending time in my heart energy. But she says, with the world in so much turmoil, it's not easy to devote yourself to higher knowledge and strong faith. But if you're here to serve others by being a bearer of love, compassion, and light, you must recommit yourself every day as unwavering in your devotion as Pavanti is to Shiva in her goal to bringing peace in the world. Wow, that's cool. So Parvati asks that you find silence in daily meditation to contemplate your devotion as well as your commitment to all of life. When the Parvati goddess comes to visit, it is a beautiful sign that you're on the right track. So just keep it up. Keep up the good work. Keep shining. Keep connecting. Keep realigning. I love that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Molly, that's right. They are acorns. Molly says they are. She goes, they're acorns. They're acorns. That's right. Yeah, that makes sense. So, okay, so card number 3. So we'll think, like I said, if we're looking at the week, number 1, let's start our week off with compassion, pulling in and remembering like our daily commitment to whatever our practice is. And honestly, for some people, it might be the practice just might be yoga and being mindful, checking in with their body. Each of us have that own language that we're being called to. So the last one is actually, I can't believe how many times I've got this card. It is really cool. It's Anne, and it's adaptability. I love this. So I am going to also read this message because it has a lot of bang to the back in the book. So it says, when you set intentions, let's see if I can get it right there. When you set intentions for how your life could be different, better, fuller, juicier, prosperous, creative, and more meaningful, etc., adaptability is the power you'll need to rely on. The old familiar you, the one that the one the one who is used to your comfort zone, is now invited to dance in uncharted territory. The questions to ask yourself as you step into the unknown are, who do I need to become in order to experience this life I desire? Oh, wow. So that is so cool. Because one of my mantras that I've started, this season shift out with has been, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and stepping into the fullness of me. So more and more out of my comfort zone and into the fullness of who I am. And so if you're getting that card, that's the encouragement there for card number 3. And then it does progressively work, Kuan Yin starting our week out with compassion, and then really adding in that devotion to our connection to divine. And then once we are in our heart and connected with divine, then stepping out of our comfort zone to sharing that light and love outside of our comfort zone and really stepping into the more of the fullness of who we are. Molly says 3 all the way. Yep. Sweet. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you could join me here. I really enjoy this time with you, and I look forward to seeing you on Wise Wednesdays. I'm going to have my friend Sirikwa Varet come in. So wishing a wonderful week ahead, and we will see you again soon. Mwah! Much love. Talk soon.